Yep. Just checking it out ahead of time. Good evening is the frequency in use. Nothing heard. This is K4PEW. My name is Paul, Net Control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Very good. If there's any emergency traffic, just jump in there and say you got emergency traffic. We'll listen. It doesn't mean we'll do anything. You call 911, we get better results. This net may be broken at any time for that. For information on this net, you can see us on YouTube under my call, K4PEW, in the search box for YouTube, or you can look it up under the channel name, which is Brain Trusts, BRAINTRUSTS. Or you can look us up on our website, which is 146415.net, 146415.net. Or you can look us up on Yahoo Groups, which is under MJ_SS, Mike and Juliet _00. It's under the ham radio or technology or something. Or you can email me at K4PEW@ARRL.net. We conduct the net every 8 p.m. of every Wednesday and every Saturday night. And it's on 146.415 FM Simplex, in case you just happen to be off frequency. Purpose of the net is to support and train ham radio operators and have some fun doing it, which I believe we have. A lot of place stations have improved their operations considerably, including myself. Purpose of the net is to support, we already did that. Invite everyone to use the net to make announcements and activities related to ham radio or anything you feel like, actually, in support of the community. It's a directed net, and all traffic should be coordinated by net control. Is there any announcements for the net? Well, they got field day going on over at Boxwell with the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club. You can go join them all the way through tomorrow noon, I believe. Also, we have, today's Saturday. Today we have two things on the net. We got the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net immediately following the 2-meter net. And immediately following that, we have the 144.240 upper sideband. And of course, Tuesday, where are we on Tuesday? Today's, hold on. Now we're still cooking. We've got the Wilson County Emergency Preparedness Net that's on Tuesday nights at 8:30, and on the WLYL repeater, that's 146.835, plus offset in a total of 100. And of course, we have another net on Wednesday night. Same place, same station, right here. Same station, same frequency, right here. Does anybody, well, and of course, we can go over some of the other stuff real quick. Hang on one second. Then we get to Knoxville. I already did that one. In July 27th is the Greater Nashville and Middle Tennessee Ham Quest at the Wilson County Fairgrounds near Lebanon. Can't miss it. Everybody's been there. Also, the Huntsville Ham Fest, the Alabama State Convention, is on August 17th. Now, it doesn't seem so far away. That's only about 6 weeks away or so. So don't forget that. And August 24th, Cedars of Lebanon Ham Fest. Everybody knows where that is. I think if you don't, ask somebody. Everybody in the world in ham radio in Wilson County knows where that is. Do you have any questions about any of those silly announcements? Very good. Hopefully there's, well, this may be a short net with everybody. I don't know if everybody's on field day, but we'll stay as long as it takes. Anyway, we're taking check-ins tonight from the West first. And this is, by the way, this is episode or event or what else do we call it? Or net number 495. Only 5 away from 500. I guess we should be proud of that. Just, I guess even I still have a hard time imagining I've been doing this almost 500 times. I guess we have, and we have. All right, very good. Taking from the West by the background, you can hear if you're on the web here. You can hear I've got the other radio on field day, and it's a little bit of a muddled mess of stuff on 40 meters. Is anybody from the west, please come in?
Good evening, Paul and Juliet.
Hey, very good. You home today?
I am.
Well, you sound good.
Yeah, man. You do too. Had a good breakfast.
Oh, yeah, that was lots of fun. We didn't have a big turnout. I didn't expect one. Two things happened, field day, and I didn't send out an announcement for a reminder. But whoever shows up is good, just like here.
That's correct. Yeah, it was a good time, and a few of us were there, and I enjoyed it. Hope everybody has a pleasant evening.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I even got to do what I didn't want to do today was yard work. Before we didn't get any appreciable rain here, just a little bit of warnings, and it was the end of that. Very good, Rick. Good to have you on the air. That was Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot. Good to see you this morning. Rick is in Ashland City, Western Ashland. Who else we got west? This coming.
Hey, 4 wow.
Hey, good to see you this morning as well, Michael.
Well, it's good to see you this evening, Paul.
Yeah, did you say it's good to see me as youthful? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I wish. Yeah, you're only a year behind me, so be careful.
Yeah, I know it. I'm going to get that.
And it is true. On the air, you sound like you're, I don't know, at least, instead of sounding like you're 69, you sound like you might be, I don't know, 67. No, you sound much younger than
that.
No, really. I said that to you when you first got on the air some months or years ago.
Yeah, nobody normally ever gets my age.
No, I wouldn't think so at all. No, it's funny how some people just, the inflections in their voice don't give away their age. Now, if you start to have a wavering voice, I can't then you hear it.
Okay, Wilbur.
All right. Very good. That was Michael. I'm glad to see you this morning at the breakfast. The Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Great signal out of Bell, Shire. Who else? The West, please. Hey, Jeff. How was your weekend going?
It's been busy. Pretty busy day. So just dodging storms. Take care of business.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my day, I decided I'd go out and try to beat the storm, which never hit. Did weed whacking, which busted the head on the weed whacker, ran over 2 lows. And then I realized I didn't have my wallet with me. I had to come back to the house, get my wallet, go back, and then realize I didn't have it to begin with because they stopped selling cooling devices.
Yeah, that's kind of an odd thing, I guess. That's my strict, well, the last one I bought was replacement. One I had quite old, I bought another Echo in it. So that's what I have now is more than what I need. It's pretty good. It does the job.
Yeah, well, in this case, I didn't realize it, but apparently the same heads are used on the Husqvarna, and they do carry, I thought they carried Husqvarna, but maybe not. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I mean, I ordered one from somewhere, Amazon or somewhere, or Walmart, I forget where, but I'll get another one in the mail. So, did you get much of a storm today up in Madison?
A little bit of rain, some thunder, that's about it. The National Weather Service put out severe warning for Davidson County and some there in Robinson. But it looked like everything was to the north of me. It's kind of, pretty dark to the north of me, but it didn't do much in my area, just rain a little bit. Passed on over.
Yeah, that's what we had here. I mean, we actually started to rain real hard. I mean, just briefly. And then it quit, and that was the end of that. We had some high winds, and but I looked on the weather map for that site called Weather Underground, and they had lightning, and some areas had hail northwest of Nashville, but it never came here.
That's the way it was here. It just, last night we, had some pretty nasty storms come through. Power went out about 5 minutes and it came back on. But that's about the extent of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we lost power here for nearly an hour, around 8, a little after 8. And then my wife went to work down there at the main postal plant in Nashville. When she got there, there was no power at all in the entire plant, so they couldn't do anything until something like 3 or 4 in the morning. So if you didn't get mail today, you know why.
Yeah, well, I got mail, so that's everything business as usual.
I know some areas did not, because they just couldn't get it out because it was way too late to meet the deadlines. Anyway, good to have you in there, Jeff. Your signal sounds good. I'm glad you're up and taking solid food. That was Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. That's Jeff, and he's in Madison. You're going to have to get to the breakfast one of these days if you can swing it.
I'll try to just have a day off, or get up early, get out up there to the restaurant you guys meet at. So I'll make it one of these days. I don't know when, but I'll get there eventually. WY4G.
All right, very good, Jeff. Again, Jeff's in Madison with a good signal. Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. Anybody else west, please come in. Well, moving around to the south then, south of 40, please come in. Ah, very good. How are you today?
Not too shabby. Drying out my little porta shack. I was over at the Boy Scout campground, and we got a lot of rain and lightning, and it was awesome.
There was a lot of rain and lightning over there?
Oh yeah, we had to buckle down the hatches and abandon a couple of our antennas while it passed through. It was pretty aggressive and intense, but it doesn't matter.
Well, you guys were inside, weren't you, Aaron? I know it's not Aaron. What is that your call, Aaron? I keep forgetting.
Shack. It's essentially a little shower tent, just big enough for a table and a chair. Nice little portable shack.
Yeah, I got you. But were you able to do some of that inside?
No, I worked most of my stuff outside. We only had stations indoors, and I think we had 3 stations, 4 stations set up outside.
Very good. You're still. I just looked you up on QRZ. You're still listed as being somewhere else. Is that true? I mean, on QRZ.
That's a good question. I don't know if I've updated my info or not. I'm here in Mount Juliet. I just got my license updated twice. Address here, but I do scan back and forth 50% of the time here in Washington.
Okay, very good. And you do go by Aaron, right? I want to refresh my memory because it's not too good these days.
Better than mine. That's absolutely perfect. You are spot on.
Well, that's because I was looking. That's why I was looking on QRZ. Well, very good. What brought you to Nashville from the state of Washington?
I relocated out here in October so that I could spend time with my dad while my
Okay, very good. That's a good reason. Family. Yep. Did you like living in Washington?
I was born and raised out there, but I got to tell you, there's something about the environment here that is just much more welcoming. I don't even know how to express it. It's something
well, I've never lived in Washington. I've never even been there. I've been to California, but I've never been up in the state of Washington. But it looks beautiful from everything I've seen. And I don't know anything about what the culture is like there other than what I read about, from the West Coast, so to speak. But I'll tell you, I grew up in New York State. I lived in Florida for 37 years almost. And there's one thing about the South, and Tennessee in particular, is people are very friendly and outgoing. And, it's almost awkward if you're not used to that.
Yeah, usually, especially in upstate New York, you know what I mean when I say this. Usually you go about your business and someone they kind of look at you a little cross, like, what are you after? But out here, people are much more welcoming and a little bit more warm when it comes to asking questions in general or just being friendly.
No, I believe you're right. And it's interesting that you noticed that. I wouldn't have known about what was, because I always got I don't know what my impression of the state of Washington is, other than, Starbucks and Boeing and who else is out there? Who's the other big player out there in the state of Washington?
I believe it's Microsoft.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How could I forget Microsoft? Anyway, that's the only thing I really know, and it's a beautiful state because it's right there up in the corner, just and I get a lot of interaction, I think, between the Canadian side and Vancouver. Do you not?
There's certainly a lot of crossovers, but I got to tell you, I like it here a lot more.
Well, the only thing I miss about being like in Florida, and I don't know where you lived in the state of Washington. I guess I'm not sure where Battleground Washington is. I just looked, but the only thing I miss about Florida, and when I lived along the Great Lakes there, is the fact that I'm not near a huge body of water. I mean, there's some water here, but it's not like the ocean or the Great Lakes.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere within, any part of the western part of Washington State, you're not far from either ocean or mountains. And here in the last segment, you got a long way to go for either.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is nice. I like the terrain here. I like the people. It's a great place to live. Well, very good, Aaron. You got a good signal. What kind of rig and antenna are you using now?
I'm actually talking on the little handheld portable Zapstone 89. It's a portable Chinese thing, and it runs. I think I've got it set at like 7 watts. 10 watts handheld, but I've got it set at 7.
Yeah, very good. I remember you telling me that before. No, your signal's okay. I mean, it's fine to me. It wasn't very loud, and usually that indicates a handheld if it's near me. But no, you're doing great, Aaron. All right, very good. That was Aaron, Whiskey 7 Alpha Bravo Lima. I didn't realize he moved from Alpha Bravo Lima. He's relocated here from the state of Washington, and he's obviously welcome, and it's great to be here. Have you here. It's interesting though that you see a kind of a tangible difference, just like I did. Well, very good. That's Aaron, and he's here in Mount Juliet, Whiskey 7 Alpha Bravo Lima. Who else we got south? Please come on. We had a double or triple in there, but I think I heard Larry in there first. You doing well, Larry? No rain today?
No rain today. Everything here is pretty good.
Good. Well, like I said, I got really messed up. In fact, I look at my arms and I still got grass clippings and stuff from going out and weed whacking today.
All right, man. We'll let you get on with it. KE4 Lobby.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there. That's Larry Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Lima. No, excuse me. That's why V, not that's why Cal. That's why Sierra Yankee Victor, and he is in Rockville. With a great signal too. Who else south? Please come on.
4 VBA. Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee.
All right, hold on, Bill. You came in right after Dan here in Mount Juliet. Dan, good to see you this morning.
Yeah, the old guy. I have to be there,
Well, yeah, of course. You can give us all your sage advice.
Yeah, that's just an interesting phenomenon when you wind up to be the old guy in the group.
Well, it's kind of a mixed thing. My father used to get a big kick when they'd have celebrations on TV or something about somebody being 100, and he says, when somebody's 100 and their 80-year-old son just at his birthday party, he calls him the kid, an 80-year-old. So it's kind of like that. When you're in a group, though, that everybody's from about 60, from 61 to 75 there. 75 is not that old.
Some days it feels that way, but you're right.
Well, yeah, I feel the same way sometimes when my issues with arthritis in my back and knees and legs. But I just, like you said, you just got to work through it. You can't be dependent upon drugs a whole lot.
Yeah, especially since they cut out the opioids. What to do after that, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we live long enough to find a way to do pain relief without opioids.
I hope so.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Dan. That's Dan Kilo Mike 4 Victor Alpha. He's over here in the Providence area, just south of 40. And Bill, how you doing tonight?
Just wonderful, like always. Don't have much new. Just been working around trying to keep the vehicles running. Other than that, I think you're doing a great job.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. After almost 500 events, I guess I better be doing something good.
You're just getting broken.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Well, very good, Bill. Good to hear you in there. That was Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. Apparently working on his vehicles, which is a common thing for Well, it's a common thing for anybody who can't afford, like me, to take it to a dealer all the time or get it repaired. You do it yourself. All right, or you don't care and you'll do it yourself. You don't care about the other people. Well, very good. I heard somebody else in there. South, please come in.
KE4TYJ.
Did you go riding today there, Jim?
No, I didn't. There was a bunch of showers, and XYL didn't feel good today, so I stayed home.
Well, you don't have to take her out all the time.
Well, if the weather's good in the morning, I'm going to let her sleep and probably sneak out. Since I plan on riding the Gold Wing, I can sneak out. It's pretty quiet, so as long as I don't turn the stereo up.
Yeah. No, today would have been I would think it would be not dangerous, but it's potentially dangerous if you know there's bad weather coming.
I got a weather app on there. It'll show me the storms that you can ride around up on the screen on the tab. So that's pretty handy.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying that you have to. It's like anything else. Anybody who goes out when there's weather warnings out there, they better be prepared for where they're going, when they're going, and what their alternate route is.
Oh yeah, or be prepared to wait it out someplace. That's usually really not an option. I think I've only waited once, and it would have been better if I just come find out. It would have been better if I just jumped on the bike and went through the storm, because I would have been out of it in a few miles. But no, I waited in Raleigh, North Carolina for a while, and the storm just stalled right on top of me. So it was a long wait for nothing. If I just sucked it up and left, I would have been out of it. But didn't have the technology back then.
Well, I've not done that I have done it in a motorcycle many moons ago with a friend of mine, but I did it with my bicycle a couple of times. And man, well, you can only get so soaked, but I was like a sponge. When, one time I did have to wait it out. There's a big storm just jumped on me, and there's nothing I could do about it. You can't move that quick on a bicycle, so it wasn't any way I was going to beat the storm. And the other one was, once it started pouring, man, it just didn't matter at that point.
Oh yeah, you have to. It's now with the technology, we can look and see the radar and see where it's. We can plan around it, hopefully, or hold up, or what have you. Slow down, speed up, whatever. Technology is wonderful, but I decided to stay home. Plus, I worked last night, so it was probably better I just stayed here and watched the movie on TV and played field day on the radio.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy on field day, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, I made a couple contacts, being my one Delta station, so it's all fun. They got to talk to somebody.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it's fun to see everybody on the air and the bands all of a sudden magically become open.
Oh yeah, 40 meters is clogged up.
Yeah, no, that's what I got monitoring here right now. Well, part of it. Anyway. Well, very good, Jim. Good to have you in there. That's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Couldn't make the breakfast this morning because he was working for a living, which is nice. Pays the bills. Pays for that new Gold Wing. And he's in Woodbury. That's where Jim is. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Who else? South, please come down.
Whiskey Victor 4 Delta. His name is Ken. Kilo Echo November, Smyrna, Tennessee.
Hey Ken, you didn't. Well, I got you. I doubt that you got much of that rain either, did you?
We did. We got quite a bit today, and some winds, but nothing unusual in Middle Tennessee.
Huh? Yeah, because it must have missed us. I don't know how it must have went around us and got you down in Smyrna and some other people north of us. But I did see that on the weather thing. There was a big system moving this way from kind of the northwest, as I remember.
That's right, and I don't know what happened either, but it looked like it died out and then built back up. And anyway, it watered my lawn, and I was glad for that.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm glad and I'm not glad. It's crazy. It's like an illness. I fertilize, I treat it for bugs, and it rains like crazy and grows, and then I complain about mowing.
Absolutely. I did that all morning when I was mowing.
No, I actually don't mind. I don't like weed whacking too much, but mowing is pretty easy on a riding lawnmower,
I don't know. I can weed eat, weed whack, whatever you want to call it, and I get done. And at my age, I come in, my arms are jerking for nearly an hour.
Well, that's the arms aren't my problem. It's that because I'm about 6'2.5" or so, I have a tendency to lean, because of the way the weed whacker I have, and my lower back will be killing me when I come in out.
Yes, sir. Well, you're not old yet. One of these days you'll get to be my age, and then everything hurts doing everything.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm already there a little bit, but again, if I knew a way to avoid it, I would, and I'm sure you would too.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you go. Get some of these other guys and so forth. I've had a good copy on everybody who checked into the net tonight. I don't know if it's the front that's moved through or what's going on, but I got a good strong signal on everybody tonight.
Ah, very good. Well, everybody so far has been either from the west, which the first two, Rick and Michael, both have excellent antennas up there, and they're probably the farthest from you so far. And then of course, well, Jeff up in Madison, you heard him pretty well. Good. That's great, because Jeff would probably at this point be the farthest away from you going due north.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. But, I'm just running this little Ringo Ranger ARX 2B. It's like a 5.58. And it's only up about 40 feet. But my elevation helps a little bit.
No, it does great. You have a great signal, Ken, out of Smyrna. Of course, Smyrna is fairly easy for you to get to me and vice versa, but you do have a great signal, especially if you're able to receive all those stations so far. Well, very good. That was Ken in Smyrna. That's Whiskey Victor for Delta. Who else we got south?
KN4 CCQ portable.
Hey, how are you, Preston?
Doing good, man. Just kind of out in the middle of the park here with the HT. Done a little field day activity.
Which park are you running on?
They had that. I can't even remember. It's over here by the river. It's funny. Sharp Springs. Sharp Springs is its name of it.
What, Short Springs or Sharp Springs?
Sharp like a knife.
Ah, very good. Yeah, I hadn't heard from you in a while. You doing okay?
Oh, yeah, man. Doing good. Like I said, time just gets away from you in the summer. Don't know where it goes, but it sure does go by.
Well, time certainly does fly by, doesn't it?
Roger. Well, I won't hold you up, Tom. Just want to say hello. Hope you're doing well. Family's doing good. And 73 team, have a great afternoon. Sounding good on the handheld out here in the park.
Yeah, very good. That's Preston, Kilo November 4, Charlie Quebec. He's on his handheld at Sharp Park near Smyrna somewhere. I don't know. I have to look that one up myself. And you're good for a handheld. You're doing great, Preston. There wasn't much of a signal, but I had a full copy on the audio, and there was a little bit of frying bacon in there, but no big deal. Who else we got, Sal?
KN4 MPV mobile.
Hey, Terry, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm out here in the different vehicle with just a little shorty antenna, so I don't know how we're going to get back in there to you.
Well, you're doing all right. I didn't look at the meter, but as long as I can hear the signal, I'm good.
Okay, Paul. Well, I just want to catch you. We hadn't made it home yet. We went to my sister's in from Florida, and I had to make it in. We had to go out and eat with her and stuff, and the family. So trying to make it back in there. So I try to catch you on the mobile.
Yeah, very good. Well, as you know, the family comes first. Ham radio comes in dead last against family.
That's right, Bob. But I just want to catch you anyway there. Everybody send me through to everybody. Hope you had a good field day weekend. KN4 MPV.
Very good. That was Terry, mobile, Kilo November 4, Mike Papa Victor. Good signal on a mobile unit. Who else south of 40? Anybody else south? We can come back to you.
K4IDC.
Hey, listen, when you called me last night during that power outage and you didn't hear me anymore?
Yeah.
You waited too long to get to me, man. The battery died right after I started to answer you.
need a new backup battery.
Well, it was doing fine because I was already on backup battery for nearly an hour when it busted.
Ah, okay. Well, do you have one of the West Mountain Radio load testing devices?
No.
Okay. Well, I do. So if you want me to load test your battery, we'll find out what its capacity really is versus what it's rated for.
I don't know. You told me those batteries I bought from you got no returns.
Oh, you're using one of those?
Well, the other, I wasn't using that yesterday. Those are the only ones I want to load test.
Well, I load tested those before I handed it to you, I think. Should be a piece of tape on them indicating the capacity.
No, there was just a point of interest. I had to throw one of them away because it would not take a charge anymore.
Oh, well, you know, get what you pay for.
No, I know. I'm not complaining. I just thought I'd let you know. I mean, those things happen.
Yes, it do. So I got those out of a pile of recycled batteries that changed out of UPS at work. So, and I know what happens there. They'll have, you know, if the first UPS takes 10 of them or whatever, then they'll shotgun the whole pack, you know, if one battery goes bad. So that means the others are probably, you know, still 75% or something.
No, I got you. Somebody on the net can probably tell me, but they had, I remember, man, I can't remember how long ago it was, seeing some of the backup systems, and they were the large battery packs. And I mean, you know, they were 500 amp hour batteries in the clear plastic sitting in racks stacked about 5 feet tall.
That might have been me because I got into a deal like that one time at a telephone relay station. They were 2 volts at, I want to say, 300 amp hours, 400 amp hours, something like that. Glass cylinders. They weighed 200 pounds apiece.
Yeah, that's I don't even want to drag those around.
I had to build a trolley for them and load them on the trailer. And of course, there's telephone, right? So that's 48 volts. So, and these are 2 volt batteries. So there were 2 dozen of them.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen those. I don't remember talking about those. I have seen some of those battery racks, so and I don't know if they still do it that way with batteries for for IT systems.
Yes, they do.
Huh. You would think that they would have redundant, emergency generator backup would be more practical, but I guess not.
Well, I think they do, and the intention is the UPS is fast to come online, so power goes out, switch over to the UPS in a few hundreds of milliseconds, and the batteries hold the thing up while the generator starts up and comes up to speed and settles in, just frequency of voltage drop.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it stands to reason. I know that I've seen some other systems where you used to have to maintain it like that. But you're right. If you have to wait for switchover, you could use a lot of data.
That's the way the system worked at C&M when I was there. It kept us on the air. The UPS was good for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes at the most. Long enough for the cat-fired generator to start up and settle in.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I got you. Well, very good, Robin. That's Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie. I don't want any of those 2 volt batteries, by the way. I don't care if they do are 300 amp hour.
Can you believe somebody paid to ship those things to the Virgin Islands?
Wow. You mean just as used batteries?
Yeah. I told the owner of the facility I would take care of the batteries for them, and I posted them for sale, and somebody paid my asking price, no question, and paid me to deliver them to a freight depot in Chattanooga, and then paid to ship them to the Virgin Islands.
Man. Somebody wanted them bad, that's for sure.
And we got a whale of a deal, and so did I.
Yeah, cool. That's great. And you got them for free, I bet.
Well, free plus my labor to get them out, crate them up, and ship them off. But, it paid for a third of my truck.
That's great. Yeah, that sounds like a good deal. All right, that was Robin, Kilo 4, India Delta Charlie, with tales of battery sales and service here. And he's here just south of me, 6 miles south of where I am here in Mount Juliet. He's actually in Hermitage, just near Percy Priest Lake, west of Mount Juliet Road. Who else south, please come in? Over to the east, please come in.
Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo handheld.
Hey, where are you on the handheld, Richard?
Camp Boxel at the field day.
Okay, well, I got you on there. I don't know who else could, but your signal strength is really low, but I do have full audio on you.
I'm amazed. I'm sitting out here in the gravel parking lot in front of this lodge that we're working operating out of. Well, actually, we're operating out of Kent Control Lodge on generator power. Having a ball. Y'all come on over here and join us. Catch you when I can. KI4S, I'll be back in there. Yeah,
very good, Richard. Have a good time at Boxwell with the group out there on the field day. There was Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo, and that's Richard on a handheld. In case you couldn't hear him, you can hear him here on YouTube, of course. Who else east? Please come in. Anybody else east?
Peggy 4, DEZ.
Hello, Earl. How you? Did you get any rain today?
Not much to speak of. It's got more wind and thunder and lightning than anything else over here. I think we missed the severe part of it. Dare say it was kind of like a being in the eye of the needle. It was all around, but too high up in the atmosphere to do anything over here. Okay.
Yep, sounds good. Are you doing anything on the field day today?
No, I did a little bit of scanning and a little bit of listening, and I didn't think my creating contact with any of them out there would count, so I just kind of hushed up and listened. I didn't hear anything on 2-meter sideband or FM or anything. I heard something on 10 meters.
Nah, you don't seem to, unless you're in a really, I think from what I remember, because I haven't done that in a while either, but you need to get up with a beam and get it up high to hear some of that, DX sideband stuff on 2 meters.
Yeah, I got you on the old YouTube thing over here, and looks like I might be putting a little bit of signal on your meter you got up there on the daggone screen there. I must be doing pretty good comparatively speaking.
Yeah, no, you are. You're doing, since you improved the station and when conditions are good, you were bumping up close to S5, but no, the signal's great, nice and loud, good signal, so you're doing fine.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I've been, other than I didn't hear Preston or that fella was just in there with his HT, and there's a couple people up there on the west side I didn't hear, but other than that, I pretty much got they're making a pretty good trip down here on the Cedars 11 State Park area. If that's any consolation to their encouragement of talking Simplex.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to hear those handhelds up from Boxwell there up north, because they're a good stretch from you, and 5 watts isn't going to cut it, I don't think. But we're good. Good to have you in there, Earl. That was Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Great signal, hearing more than he used to anyway. And he's just east. He's in Noreen, just east of Cedars 11, and closest to the Hamfest. Or probably the closest to the Hamfest. Who else east? Please come in. I think that was a double, but I'm pretty sure I heard Weston. Is that you, Wes?
That is me. Feeling good over here. I've been mowing the yard in between storms coming through, but otherwise everything is good.
Oh yeah. That's. But you did get some rain over there.
We got 2 storms. One this morning and one at 7 o'clock. Yeah, rain.
Huh. Yeah, we got nothing. Nothing to speak of anyway. Just a little bit of sprinkles, big drops actually, and then it went away in a matter of just 30 seconds. And I thought it was going to make me quit working out in the yard, but it didn't.
Yeah, I was supposed to do a tower job today again, but it got canceled. Look at it tomorrow. All right, go ahead with the net. KE4TW.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be in a tower when the storm front's moving through. Very good. That was West Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. He's there just a little bit close to Watertown. Who else? Who was the other party?
Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo.
You must be over at Field Day there, Frank.
Roger, Paul. Yeah, not here to get. I'm on a K-pole and plastic pipe.
Ah, great. Are you working a handheld or is it a base unit?
H1 and TYT 7800 like Richard has.
Oh yeah. You're. I wasn't looking at the meter there, but you're doing. I'm pretty sure with the TYT, you're doing better than his handheld.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got a lot of rain here for Priestess. It almost blew everything over. We had Richard and everybody else was holding everything down while we're trying not to get blown away.
Yeah, you're right. Richard wasn't even moving the meter, and you're doing about S maybe 2, So it does make a difference, obviously, having the power. But it's still, it's the audio's fine, but it's, a little, I'll just say weak on the audio. But you're doing fine, Frank. And how's Field Day going for you guys besides the rain problem?
Oh, we're doing good. Some stuff. We don't have as many radios here in the area we're at. We had, because the power outage, some of the guys didn't come, but we put up a full-size 160. Not able to really use it. There's no activity on there that we can hear anyway, but it makes a great receiving antenna for all the other bands.
Oh, yeah, I bet it does. Well, very good. That was Frank. He's over at the Field Day there at Boxwell, saying they put up a full-length 160 antenna. That's Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo. Yeah, let's give us a report if you can on the, on the Simplex Net reflector there, how you guys made out of Boxwell. All right, who else is next? East, please come down.
KG4 MZ.
The stealth, are you going to be the stealth Field Day guy?
No, man. Shoot, we had a bunch of wind over here today. Bent over my antenna. I have to get out there and straighten it up tomorrow if I can. But not relegated to the vertical. Oh, shoot. I got to do some work tomorrow. But it could have been worse, I guess. The tree could have fell through the house or something, but it didn't. Man, I'm telling you, Paul, it was windy as all get out. It bent them trees over in the background. In the back. I thought they was going to break in half. It was just wild looking. Standing here looking out the door. It was kind of scary too. But for the most part, we're gonna have to do some smart antenna work if we can get some good weather or whatever. Get the mud to dry up out from under my feet so I don't slip around and do my acrobat. So man, there ain't too much going on. Went to a kung fu fight today. Went to a kung fu fight match down there in Watertown, and took a few pictures of my grandson and whatnot. Had a pretty good day today, I guess. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty pleasant up until the storm came through and bent over the antenna and kind of got me in the dumps a little bit. But that happens. I'd say something, but that's just the way it goes. I can't complain. Could have been worse. KG4, I think.
Yeah, on your vertical, man, your signal went to hell. You're just a little less than 60 over.
Oh, goodness. No, I on low power. It's 60. It's vertical there. And I wish I was on something high powered. My beam or something. I'm all disappointed.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, at the Kung Fu thing, did they play that song, Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting?
No, but that was going through my head. And when I heard them people going, hey, yeah, doing their little stick movements and, hey, yeah, I was thinking, man, they need to watch Big Trouble in Little China because that's what them little Chinese do.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, it's just, and then what you bring when it's your grandson, right?
Right.
Yeah, you just tell him, you have much to learn, grasshopper.
That's right.
Yeah, very good, Kevin. Yeah, that's fun stuff. It really is. Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu. That's Kevin. He's over there just a little bit west of downtown Lebanon. Who else? Good to have you in there, Kevin. Who else we got east? Please come in. All right, late check-ins. Any place, anywhere, north, south, east, or west?
How about north?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I forgot north. I started with west. Yeah, very good. I heard you in there, Ray. How you doing?
Well, I was just wondering if he's gonna leave this little fella right down yonder in the ditch somewhere.
Yeah. Did you get a bunch of mess of rain up there where you are in Cottontown?
We was over at Ashton City coming back this way. Son, she's rock and roll. I mean, rock and roll all the way home.
Huh. Yeah, I knew there was. I saw that activity. It seems like it was hit and miss around this area, though.
No, buddy. She come through here. She come through here in a hurry. It didn't take no prisoners when it went through. I'm blessed that I've got all my stuff fast enough, good enough that I ain't like, well, Kevin, I hate that for him.
Yeah, I got you. Well, very good. But you survived. Did you do any stuff on the air today on HF?
I got a little bit. I've been playing with some new radios, seeing what they was doing and how they were going to work up there on the HF and whatever. You know, I played around a little bit up there. I got one Australian station, and I knew he was going to be in there because he's a buddy of mine. And I got one in Germany, which is a cousin of mine, and he was out there with a bunch of boys. And I got one in, what was that? I can't remember. Anyway, I was across the waters, peace. And, there was a bunch of my buddies that was in there, and it tickled me to death to get to talk to them across the water.
Yeah, that's great. And, of course, the bands were busy today, so it's good you got a chance to talk to them.
Yeah, and I've got two of my friends that was over there in Afghanistan, and one that was in Iraq. Man, they were just having at it. I mean, I don't know why a lot of them didn't come through and get them. I was sitting there listening, but nobody was really, trying to get them. I don't know why. Anyway, we talked a few minutes, and then I cleared out and let everybody else have at it. They just went dead.
Oh, that's cool. You say one's in Afghanistan, the other one's in Iraq, did you say?
Two's in Afghanistan, and one's in Iraq.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. They must have some pretty good setups over there.
Well, yeah. I sent it over with them.
Oh, great. Well, very good, Ray. Good to hear that. That sounds like a lot of activity on HF for you today. That's Kilo Juliet 4 Golf Mike Romeo. And he's in Cottontown. Good signal, Ray. Who else we got north?
You missed one.
Oh, Zoe. I got to put Zoe in there, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you didn't say, so I presume that she wasn't there, but I'm sure she is. And her, oh gosh, no, I got it right here. I got Zoe's call right here. It's KJ4 Hotel November Zulu, isn't it?
Victor, KJ4HNZ. Yeah.
Ah, very good. I must have misread that or wrote it down wrong. KJ4HNV. Anyway, that was KJ4 GMR Ray, and his better half Zoe, KJ4 Hotel November Victor. And again, that's Zoe, and they're both in Cottontown. Good to have you in there. Who else we got north? Please come in. No, I'm not sure I copied that well. One more time.
4 DPV.
Hey, hold on, Brian.
You want to relay it for me? I think I'm ready.
Oh, there you go. That was a double, and I think that was the problem. Was it? That's Steve. How you doing, Steve?
Wonderful. Yeah, I ran across a couple things here. One of them is your preamble, which I don't know if I'm going to plagiarize it or not. I like some of it, not all of it. And I found some frequencies for 2 meter and 440 simplex that I'll send to you.
Ah, very good. Well, you can plagiarize it because I plagiarized it.
Roger that.
I don't even remember where I got it. I did plagiarize it from somebody. Well, very good, Steve. Did you do much on HF today?
No, I had to work today. It's my weekend in the barrel.
Well, got to pay the bills.
Yeah, I did check, and the boys did have field day up on top of the hill, so I didn't go up there. They shut down early because there was a storm coming. I understand that there's very little shelter up on top of the hill there in Bowling Green where the water tower is. I don't know if you've ever been up here or not.
I know I've seen it. Yes.
So they were up there by the water tower, and the storm was coming in. That big lightning rod there. They said, we're going to get out of here.
Yeah, that's not a good place to be with pieces of metal and stuff sticking up in the air.
So they had a good time, and I'm glad they did. Back to you, Paul, K4WT.
Yeah, very good, Steve. Good to have you in there, and I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad you work, but I'm glad you're out there. You got a good signal tonight. It was very readable, nice and loud. Very not that that's too unusual, but the last time we talked, it wasn't that good. That's Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform, and that's Steve, and he's in a little bit north of Bowling Green, and he does have a net on Tuesday nights. Let me think about this. Tuesday night, 7:30 on 146.430. Man, my memory's excellent, isn't it, Steve?
You're on it.
It was from memory too. It's not hard to remember that you're 15 higher than we are. And anyway, you want to do? We did get some neat participation from some people in this group on Steve's Simplex Net on Tuesday nights, and they get a good. They had like 16 last week, so they're doing great. Doing better than I was early on. All right. Appreciate you being there, Steve. Brian, how you doing tonight?
Not bad. K4PEW, W4DBV. Hearing everybody over the feed, of course, and nobody otherwise, but just wanted to say hello. And you're down a little on the meter, so I guess we've got a lot of wet foliage in the way. So didn't do anything for field day, had a couple of contacts from home. I had no idea that people would be getting together this morning at Courtney, so this that. Anyway, back to you, K4PWW4DPV.
See that? I didn't send out a reminder and people forget. Yeah, it's always the second and fourth. Well, it's easy to forget them.
I thought with field day, people would be doing other things. So anyway, that's the way it goes, but W4DPV.
Yeah, very good, Brian. That was Brian. He's up in Northwest Wilson. Whiskey 4 Delta Bravo Victor. Good signal. Sorry you couldn't make the breakfast or didn't know about it. Who else we got north?
WB0NOL.
Hey, it's good to see you, Mark.
Good to see you, Paul. It was nice to meet the Deuteronomy group, too.
That's right. Yeah. You know, what's funny is your voice is actually also younger than your actual age.
Oh, so I'm older than I sound.
Well, yeah, but that's I don't know. Again, it's for whatever reason I can't explain it, but some people just do sound younger than they really are, and it's just it's kind of funny that way. In fact, when you first got on the air, I'd never met you, but I actually presumed. I can't even know what I presumed. I just didn't see. I didn't hear somebody who was in their 70s.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny, you get a mental picture of people by listening to them, and until you meet them, you expect something entirely different. And I remember a guy we had one time years ago that was really gruff sounding and rough, and I expected him to be 6'6" and 240, but he wasn't. He was about 5'6" and 145.
Yeah, I've been guilty of having that preconceived notion as well. I've met people and I thought to myself, this can't be them because it's not the image I am.
Yep. Well, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed meeting everybody, and glad to know that Dan was there today, and he was older than me, so that's good.
Yeah, we're not giving prizes though for oldest or youngest or who came the farthest like they sometimes do at meetings.
Well, it was special for me because I got to shake the hand of about 10 guys that were all studying Deuteronomy. So I was telling my wife about that, and she about cracked up.
Well, I told you what happened to me in that ham meeting. I was running the club meeting for that 20 or 25 guys, and somebody came in late. It was in the hospital meeting room. I'll tell everybody who wasn't there. This guy comes in. I said, "Hey, have a seat. Sit down and you know, relax. And he sits down. I said, oh, by the way, I said, just introduce, since he came in late. I said, go ahead and introduce yourself. You know, it was a ham meeting. It's, you know, it was a ham club. And he sat down. He goes, he obviously didn't know that. He says, hi, my name is Jerry, and I'm a manic depressive bipolar. I said, Jerry, I think you're in the wrong room.
Maybe he was in the right room.
Yeah, but we weren't going to tell him that.
Okay. Well, and Brian, I bet you can hear me. You say you didn't hear anybody, but we're close enough that I ought to be getting over the hill. Anyway, have a good evening, Paul. Thanks for doing the net again. Nice to see you this morning, and we'll try to do it again.
Very good, Mark. That's Mark. He's over there in Hermitage. Hermitage? That's correct. Yeah. Hermitage. Whiskey Bravo 0 November. Oscar. Great signal, and good to see him this morning. Anybody else north? Anybody else north or late? Late check-ins. That's good. Late check-ins.
Whiskey 4, Alpha Whiskey Echo.
Was there another station besides John in there?
Yes, it was me, Paul, Katie Crowley, and Mary.
Ah, okay. Hold on there, Mary. We had John in there. John, missed you last night.
Yeah, it's been a really busy month, but June always is.
Yeah, well, I presumed you were doing post-Bonnaroo work or whatever.
Yeah, Bonnaroo was fun. Actually had wonderful weather compared to CMA, and so it's been a post-production marathon around here, and then my Jeep had a little engine problem, so I've spent the last 24 hours working on it in between storms.
Yep. Yeah, I know the feeling. I got car issues I've been dealing with as well. Some successfully, some not so successfully. But everything else going pretty well for you. Did you do anything on field day?
You know, it's I worked all night under lights on the Jeep, and I just slept today and getting ready to get up and tackle the list again tonight.
No, I got you. Yeah, no, field day is the times I have participated fully, it's like having a job for that day because it's intensely staying on the radio for most of the day.
Yeah, I know. I visited a couple that were really fun. I had good intentions for this one, but other things came up ahead of it.
Well, like I said, it's well, I guess it's enjoyable to be in field day, but it's also a pain because it's so crowded on the bands, and you feel like you're fighting your way through the traffic all the time.
Yeah, you're right. And then, you know, there's that problem of proximity with all the radios nearby, and not everybody does the appropriate, you know, tight passband filtering, and you're always sort of wondering about what radio to take that you don't want to blow the received front end out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, very good, John. Glad you still, and we don't, if you still got that radio, we're going to have the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net here right as soon as we finish. And anyway, that was Whiskey 4, Alpha Whiskey Echo. It's John over in Bellevue. Mary, how are you doing?
Doing great, Paul, and I hope you are as
Ah,
well.
yeah, I'm doing fantastic. So long as I take Tylenol after I strain my back doing yard work, I'm good to go.
Oh, man, that's some hard work, and it takes a while to do once you do all the cutting and then the trimming too. But you must have found an hour or two in between the storms too. It's stormy here, but thankfully we didn't get any damage. But a lot of people around this area surely did.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. Like I said, last night we lost power for about an hour after 8 o'clock, and that was a little odd. You know, sit here and I was on battery power for a while, but that means the air conditioning's off, the fans are off. So, and I was sitting here just going, I hope this doesn't last too long.
I know, it's amazing how quickly the house heats up, because our electricity was off Thursday morning and then yesterday morning. The first day, a couple hours, and then yesterday about an hour or so. And it wasn't around the storms at that point. I don't know what happened, but yeah, things heat up quickly, and then you wonder, you know, we can't watch TV, oh no. But for me, me, that's a good thing. I just sit and read or get on my iPad or do something.
I got you. Yep. So is Marty there today?
He is tall. Yeah, have a good week at Katie for OE and
Very good. Good to have you in there. Marty, how you doing?
84 BQK, and I'm having fun.
Well, good. If you're not having, well, some things that aren't fun, some work isn't fun, but it's like, well, it's like I said, if you enjoy it, as I've said, I was fortunate in that my whole life, well, most of my life, I enjoyed the jobs I had, and so they weren't really work, but there are things that we do in our personal life that are work and are not necessarily fun.
Yeah, I know. I had a job that I really liked, and it's really good if you like your job.
Oh yeah, no, it really is, because what a drudge it is. I've had a couple of little jobs that I did not like, and there were parts of my job I didn't like at all. Just no reason to go into it, but you know what I'm saying. There was parts of my job, and I would just have to trudge through that, however long it took to get over that whatever issue I was dealing with in the job. But the rest of the job was great. It's really hard to get out of bed in the morning if you're not having a good, if you don't have a good job.
Yeah, I gotta go to work again tomorrow.
Oh no, I've known people like that. They hated going to work completely. They had to, and you think, man, I'm not sure. I think I'd work to get out, find another trade if that was that bad,
On every job I have had, it's fun and try to do the best you can and do what you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I know some of what you've done in the past working for the state, so I know that you had a kind of interesting job doing that. Well, very good, Marty. Good to have you in there. And that was Mary, his wife, in there previous, and that was Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November, and Marty, who was Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo, and they're in Belshire as well as Michael, who was in Belshire. Good to have you both in there. Who else we got late check-in?
Recheck.
Yeah, go ahead. It sounds like Jeff. Maybe it wasn't Jeff. Go ahead.
Steve up here at Bowling Green.
Okay, no, your voice sounded similar. What's up, Steve?
Yeah, I want to say that those motorcyclists that got run over in New Hampshire this morning was almost a war crime to me.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. They got run over by what?
A guy in a truck pulling a trailer hit 7 Marines that were running a motorcycle gang. Not a gang. Motorcycle club for ex-Marines. He plowed into them and killed 7 of them.
Is that right? But do you have a motive? He didn't like him, or it was just an accident?
I don't know. I can't tell yet. All I saw was pictures on the web.
That sounds horrible, Steve.
Yeah, and I'm a motorcycle rider, so y'all watch out for motorcycles.
Oh no, I understand. No, I'm not a motorcycle rider, but it still sounds horrible to me, and it's nauseating to think that 7 guys died riding their bikes and got hit by a truck.
Check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that little thing. What about the fool to come off this boy right out here standing up on his back wheel? It's raining today. Some of that stuff they need to tame down too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you mean he was goofing around on his motorcycle? Is that what he was doing, right?
Well, yeah, he's standing that thing up on the back wheel off that four-way out here at the house. Had it stood up on his back wheel, and it raining, and it wet like it was. I thought, man, he ain't a rocket scientist.
No, that thing usually tends to weed itself out.
Yeah, those are the short-lived bikers.
Well, all I know is, I'm not down. Hey, them military guys that had no right running over. Hey, my heart and soul goes out to them. But now some of these motorcycle riders out here don't care about nobody. They weave in and out of traffic. They cut across in front of you. I deal with it every day. I drove a wrecker, and I've seen them. I've seen them do it. Matter of fact, one like to hit me head on.
Yeah, no, And most of those people that do that, as you know, Ray, are between the ages of about 17 and 25.
Anyway, y'all get back at it. KJ boys, you know.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm sad to hear about those bikers up in the Northeast there. That's disgusting. But very good. We'll find out more as the day goes on, I hope. I'm really not interested in learning more about it because it sounds awful already. Who? Anybody else late check-ins? Please come in.
K1SPD.
Hey, what's up, Scott? You finally made it into the end of the pack here.
Yeah. One of them lurkers.
No, you didn't make that category yet. How's it going for you today?
Oh, not bad. Did 2 field day contacts and turned it off.
Well, now you can say you participated and you get a cookie maybe.
Gold star for me. All right, we'll carry on. We'll see on the side then. K1SPD.
Yeah, very good. That was Scott, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. He's in Laverne. Is there any more late check-ins before we move on? Lurkers, lollygaggers, sandbaggers, SDR donglers, scanner listeners. Of course, they have to email me, and or if they want, they can shine a light in my window. And then what else we got? Oh yeah, we got the preppers and the end time survivalists. Have we got anybody else in there checking in? All right, then we shall move over to the buy-sell swap and swindle net. Anybody? John, are you still selling that radio? I can't believe nobody's bought it yet.
Yeah, I still do have a new FT991, and this is one of the actual really good ones because some of the early ones were shipped from the factory with the high frequency PA transistor bias set way too high, which caused them to fail. So fortunately, by the time I powered this thing up months later to install the firmware, I knew about that problem and opened it up on the test bench and rechecked the bias current, and this one's perfect, so it never had that problem.
Awesome. And the price again is
$700, which makes it probably the best deal ever on a new FT991.
all righty, John. Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo has a Yaesu FT991 for sale, $700. It's in essentially new in box, while it is not brand new with a sealed box. It's like it's so little used, it's considered a new in box. Tested in upgraded slightly, and it's in perfect shape. So it's a good deal for $700 for somebody who's looking for a nice. If you look up that 991 on the web, you'll see that it's a very nicely featured new radio. Anybody else got anything to buy or sell or looking to buy? Nothing heard. Then we'll move over. Last chance on anything that you're looking to sell. All righty, we're going to move over to the sideband net. That's on 144.240 upper sideband. 144.240. I checked it out before the net, and there was no activity around there, so I don't expect to see any interference from field day operations. But I'm going to go there right now. This is K4PEW closing that. We had a grand total of whopping 27 people, which I didn't expect on a field day weekend. But, well, you get what you get. That's great. I love to see all those participants. Look forward to it. And I do appreciate everybody who shows up for the net. And 73 on this net, moving over to the 240 now. Boy, that was quick. This is K4PEW with the sideband portion of the Mount Juliet Simplex Net. I guess I'll start the same way. Starting from the west, please come down.
W4AWE.
All righty, John, got you in there. W4AWE. Yeah, you almost blew. I had the volume up too high for sideband. That's for sure. It almost blew out my eardrums there. Sound great. Who else we got west? All right. How about from the south? Anybody south? Please come in. All right. I got Dan in there. KN4VVA. Who else was there? Who else was in there south?
K1SPD.
Ah, very good, Scott. Sound good. Anybody else from the south? Over to the east. Who else is in there east? All righty, we got West down there in Watertown. Got you in there, West. Signal's a little low, but it's readable. Who else south? Or east? Anybody else east?
Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu.
All righty, you got Kevin in there. Was there another east in there? All right, I heard Earl in there real good. Who else east? Anybody else east? How about up north then? All right, you got Mark in there. WB0 November Oscar. Is anybody on sideband not hearing those? Well, I'll just go through those stations. Of course, myself, and then there's Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo John over in Bellevue, and Kilo November 4 Victor Alpha. He's here in Mount Juliet. Kilo 1 S Sierra Papa Delta, and that's Scott down in Laverne. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India in near Watertown. Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu. Kevin in right near downtown Lebanon. And Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Earl over there in Noreen, just east of Cedars of Lebanon. And Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar in Hermitage. Is anybody having difficulty with any of those stations? Nothing heard. Is there any other stations anywhere, anyhow, before we closing it? Did I hear you in there, Steve? Was that Whiskey 4 WKU? Boy, your FM signal's a lot better than that. Try that again, Steve. I can barely hear you. If I had headphones, it'd be better. All right, I got you in there. Very good. Yeah, that signal was really low. I mean, that's the weakest I think I've ever heard you, unless there was no signal. No, you do. I can hear you when I've got the volume up a little louder, but then if John comes in on there, I'm just going to blow my eardrums up. Well, very good, Steve. That was Steve in Kentucky. Can anybody else copy Steve?
Copied him on FM, but not on the side down. Yeah.
Ah, very good. You were copied in Lebanon. Boy, that's, yeah, I had to left the volume up, and now I'm deaf in my left ear. Is anybody else hearing Steve up in Bowling Green? All right, nothing heard. But so we added Whiskey 4 or Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform. That's Steve. He's in Bowling Green. Really, he says he's got a crappy antenna, so we'll use that as the good excuse. Anybody, any comments or questions or concerns, or we're closing it? That was 9 people on sideband, which is, I think we had 10 one time, but 9's a pretty good number for sideband, that's for sure. Appreciate all you guys being there. So I'm going to go ahead and close the net. Guys, have a great night. K4PEW. And I'm moving back to FM.